Hey everybody, welcome, welcome. It's me, Christian Stovall again, the American heiress and the founder of the Fair. So I was coming on here, we were going to do some fun Friday, but we're getting some comments in from the last live stream we just did, addressing Charlie Kirk's comments on reparation and how the argument that Black people shouldn't get reparations because not everybody was enslaved and stuff doesn't really hold water, because in all actuality, what Black Americans are really need, and if you aren't aware of that, or aware of it now, let me make it very, very clear. What Black Americans really are deserved is restitution. And we are deserved, all of the back pay, back taxes, everything that has been held from us from our own birthright, because we are the original Americans. If this is your first time ever tuning in, like I said, my name is Christian Stovall. I'm a typical so-called Black woman here in America who was taught that her ancestors were brought here by the Europeans from Africa to be slaves. But when I researched my family tree, I found out that my ancestors were Aboriginal American royalty, and that the original Americans were considered colored, and we have been misclassified. And even the Ancestry.com DNA tests prove that there was only Black and white here, and the colored people here first. So I wanted to do something fun and get on here with the Soul Tribe, listen to some music and chill for a little bit. But I do want to address these comments really quickly. It says, no free money for you. Sorry. Okay. And I said, well, we deserve the wealth of our birthright. You can't steal people's land with violence. The person says, you certainly do deserve wealth. Go out and earn it. Absolutely nothing is holding you back in 2025 from becoming wealthy and successful. I said, well, we want justice. No free land for you anymore. Okay. You have to pay the landlords. And these people are obviously not understanding. So let me make it really clear. Black people have always been here. We're the original ones. The Ancestry.com DNA test proves it. The census records prove it. The definition of American itself proves it. So let me first play our original American identifiers from the foundation that I have built, and then we're going to get into it, because this has nothing to do with any charity. This doesn't have anything to do with us trying to become wealthy in 2025 without working for it. This has to do with, this is our land. People have been living here and squatting on it for the past 400 years, and nobody has given us a dime. And in fact, we have been working as debtors in our own land, and the landlords are back. Salute. Hey, good living. Hi, what's good? Live and learn. Hey, Bliss, Michael Dollar. What's good? Vixen 99. Let me play the video, and then we're going to get into it more, because this is what I'm talking about. They want to use this thing. They love to use our ignorance as a way to say, we don't owe you an LA. Yes, you do. And it doesn't have to be individuals. And that's what's so funny is these people are, constantly identifying themselves with this establishment, when that doesn't have to necessarily be the case. Okay. Nobody's asking anybody individually for anything. But at the end of the day, this establishment knows exactly who we are. And now that we know who we are, we want to know where's the chicks? Where's the land? How do we protect our identity as Americans? How do we correct what they are teaching in these schools? So let's get into it.
Who are the original Americans? History has been rewritten, but the truth remains. The Foundation for American Indian Restoration and Education, or simply the FAIR, is here to set the record straight. Our foundation is simple. The FAIR stands on its signature original American identifiers to define what an original American truly is. Our mission is to uncover the truth, reconnect descendants, and restore a lost heritage. Through our FAIR original American identifiers, we reveal the true identity of the original American. The emblem of America. The emblem of America is an allegorical figure from the British Museum and is noted to be an ethnic representation of the American people. So what exactly is an American? The definition of American. The 1828 Webster's Dictionary defines an American as a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginal, or copper-colored races, found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Colonial and U.S. Census records. Early U.S. Census records show that for the first 70 years, only two racial categories existed: colored and white. Who were these colored people? The fair asserts that they were the original inhabitants of this land. DNA. Ancestry.com DNA analysis labels the only communities for the region of indigenous North America as either African American or European settler. Surprisingly, there aren't any Native American communities listed for these lands, leaving the African American communities the only ones given the nationality American, proving that those labeled as African American today are the true original Americans. Your ancestry holds the key. The fair encourages everyone to research their genealogy, connect with historical records, and rediscover their true roots. Every generation carries a piece of the story, one that deserves to be reclaimed. Join us in reclaiming history. Visit the fair today. Connect with your roots and restore your identity.
Okay, welcome you guys. Yeah, hey, it was good, Bobby Mike. So no, we're on a roll now. So there's people who are tapping in. They're saying, "Oh, you guys just want a free gift, or you know what I mean? You guys just want a free handout. It's a grift and nothing more. Yada yada yada." No. This is the rising of the Aborigines, and what has been going on here. Hi, welcome. If this is your first time ever tuning in, my name is Christian. After doing my ancestry, my genealogy, I found out that my ancestors are Aboriginal royalty and not slaves from Africa. Although some of my people ended up in servitude per the treaties. Okay, so I know my history very, very well, and I'm really excited to be here as a representative of my bloodlines to set the record straight today. Okay, what has been going on here in America as well as all around the world is during colonization, the number one thing in the playbook is to miseducate the original inhabitants and create a new group of people to consider themselves indigenous, and then they have been just paying them, which is really just the settlers. Okay, because a lot of these people, I'm sure some of these folks who are in here talking about this handout and stuff, they're the ones who are receiving what they call Indian money. Did you guys know that there's a lot of white America who receives money for being Cherokee and all of these different things, even though they have no connection to the land? Did you guys know that Ancestry.com's DNA test has only 2 different types of communities for the region of indigenous America? And it's colored and white. And the colored people, they are calling Americans. Okay, this gets deep. And the reason why they do that, and they want to miseducate the original people, because, you know, if we understood who we were, then this sort of tomfoolery would not be able to happen any longer. And then we would be able to stand up and say, hey, you know what? I don't know what's going on here, but this is not how things are going to be ran. And us as Americans, we have a right to be able to reap the benefits of our birthright, right? Because we were here first. This is our land. It's not right to steal from folks. All these different things, like they want to call Black people thieves and things like that. Are you kidding me? And what's so funny is they like to create this separate thing, this Native American identity, which I've been seeing some of these channels online, and it's people from maybe South America and Mexico, and they're wanting to say, oh, these Black Americans aren't this, and yada, yada, yada. They're using those people. And mind you, you guys should be those folks are our indigenous brothers and sisters from South America, Mexico, and all. You should be really offended, because the way the narrative is right now is that who cares that we stole the land from the Native Americans? Oh well, okay. And they like to make us all think that, okay, well, they're getting some money on a reservation somewhere, and that has all been squared away. And no, it has not. As an American, okay. Thank you, Ancestor.com, for making it very clear. These lands, okay, this is Oklahoma going east, is only filled with two types of communities. You're either an African American community or a European settler community, which really even makes the story and the idea of encroachment really clear. Because there was only black and white sides of towns. There was only the colored side of town, the white side of town, okay? And we're saying that the colored folks were here first. Why? Because Ancestor.com is calling us Americans. What is an American? According to the 1828 Webster's Dictionary, okay, an American is a native of America originally applied to the Aboriginals or the copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now apply to descendants of Europeans born in America, meaning the descendants of Europeans who are born here in America who want to say, we're American, America first, make America great again, okay? And mind you, much respect. I would love for America to be great again, where we could chill. We had our land and our homes where we used to fish and love and dance. Yeah, that was when America was real great. When did America get rotten? When people came here and decided we're going to be jealous of these folks and we're going to try to kill them and hang them. And don't you come around here, niggas. This is a sundown town. That's when things got rotten. And they applied such disgusting violence and crimes towards us so that we wouldn't be able to stand in our proper place and receive, just like any other transaction, okay, whether now or in the past, if somebody owns something and you want some of it, you have to pay them for it, okay? This is us reclaiming our ownership of the identity of American, of our land, of our resources, of our right to sovereignty and freedom. So I'm sorry if you've been misinformed, but this is not you've found the wrong channel to try to spew your outdated arguments. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm getting so hyped. Hey guys, I'm looking at the comments and stuff now. Yeah, I know, it's insane, Vixen. I think he's asking, are you Tolu? Are you Sister Tolu? I think those are two different people. Mike, welcome, y'all. Welcome. Sorry, I jumped right into it because it's like, you know what, I'm starting to get hot about the situation. And I hope they listen. I just invited them. I said, come on over to the live. We're addressing this situation right now. Yeah, there's a lot more. I know, Mom. I understand that. Hold on one second, you guys. I'm a ooh, let me see something. And I think that's probably also what we needed. You know, I need to get back to the fire of advocacy, true advocacy. And that's why I'm happy to start to do some of these response videos, these things, because it's like, it's one thing to just talk amongst us. We all understand the truth. But there are so many people who are and not only so many people who want to spew this misinformation, but they're bullying our people who are finally getting sometimes even the courage to say, hey, you know, this isn't right. Things that has happened to us, we need to still heal from generational trauma. And something needs to be done. They're bullying us from advocating for ourselves, saying we want a free handout. There is nothing. How is it that we have worked here and not received anything? And so many things have been taken from us. And even when we try to rebuild, things are bombed. But we want something for free? No. For any settler to twist their mouth and say something like that after they have received free land, free resources, free programs built off of our inheritance. That is the freeloader in this situation, not the American Aboriginal. You know what? Let me not get upset. This is a little message. I'm trying to explain, because at the end of the day, there's nothing really we have to be mad about. All we have to do is unify, and we need to show up in spaces where people are going to actually hear us. It's one thing to say something online. It's another thing to show up, at city council meetings. It's one thing to yell online and show up actually in our communities, to organize the original Americans of our area, to show up at our schools when they're teaching stuff about Black history so that we can say and teach our own stories. And that's another thing that we're doing here with the fair. We're taking our destiny back into our own hands, and we're going to do something about the situation. Hey, what's good, Vixen? Oh, okay, I'm down to do brunch. Did you hit me up ever? Hey, Blue Tinsel. Hey, exactly. Thank you, Blue Tinsel. It says, can't be a freeloader off your own lands and resources. 1 second. And when you're an actual heir. Exactly. And so that's what I'm saying. It's like people, and that's another reason why they didn't want us to know this, and they don't want us to be able to speak like this with authority, is because they like to try to bully us and be like, you're a freeloader, and we feel ashamed. Oh, we're trying to get something for free. No, that's not the situation. No, this is our land. It's always been our land. We are the heirs, and you can't live here for free any longer. We're not receiving any taxes from you people. We're not receiving anything except for hatred and violence and organized crime against us. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna check it. Vixen. I'm down. Let's do some French. There's a lot. I mean, especially as we're organizing now locally, I would love to invite you to some meetings and things like that. I'm excited. Okay, so if you guys are in the Bay Area, you guys feel free to hit me up. You can hit me up at the American Heiress at protonmail.com. Or you can just, go to fairrules.org, FAIRE rules.org, and leave a message there. Anyway, just reach out. You can leave a comment under one of these, okay? Or christianstovall@gmail. American Americans. Chat them. On a Friday. Okay. Well, we can relax. And it's also why it's like, this is also a reason why it's so, we need to have so much hold on 1 second. So at the end of the day, we need to be speaking to those of us who don't understand. Okay, we're here to teach and correct the lies here on the land. Okay, it is our responsibility to set the record straight. Hey, greetings, Eris Southern, welcome. Okay, it's up to all of us. Okay, so that's another thing. It's like, what we're creating, it should be for everybody to share. Everybody needs to be on the same page. Okay, and my thing is this. I am so open. I'm welcoming help and support and graphic designers and things like that. It doesn't have to be, we are, as a founder of this organization, I'm setting us off on a certain foot. Okay. I'm giving us some, something for us to stand on it. But by all means, please, if you guys have other ideas, if you want to be able to help work with us as we try to put together some Google ads to get this information out there, we need that. It's all hands on deck. I'm so frustrated dealing with that. Oh my God, like half a second of troll comments. I don't understand how you guys have dealt with it over the past, summer, months, years, whatever. Okay, for any of you guys who are dealing with this on a daily basis, bless your heart. Okay, that's just saying this out. But really, bless your heart. Not even in a rude, what do you call it? Sarcastic way, for real though, because it's like. And that's another thing. It's like we have to do these things so that we can't be bullied. They need to. I just told somebody, come and learn something. So I said, if Black people are indigenous to America, what are you talking about? It was only us. Have you looked at any census records, Mr. All-American? Okay. I'm sorry. Let me get into that. And then I am going to get off again, guys. We can chat. We can listen to some music too. I wanted to just jam with y'all for a little bit. Hold on 1 second, okay? I don't know if I got to finish the what I was saying about, all hands on deck and things like that. If you guys have ideas about that, by all means, like, we need our best minds, our best, skilled content creators on this information, so that, this is what we're sharing is something that people everyday people can share. Everybody can say, any Black American can post this on their Facebook or whatever, so that we can have curriculums to present to school districts, so that we can show up in any of these public spaces with strong standing. Okay, that's what we need today now more than ever. Let me see something. Okay. Also, you guys, if there's other things that you want to be addressed, if there's any videos, something that you feel like myself or the fair can shed some light on for folks, let me know. I just realized it's like, I don't like just talking about it. And that's probably another reason why it's like I'm finding it I'm trying to find a balance between it, because all talk and no action means nothing. And we're living, breathing souls. And we could do anything. What are we doing with our days, our lives? How are we making a difference? As it pertains to this mission. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly it, Vixen. So just imagine all the taxes they received for centuries that we never got. Exactly. We were never supposed to be taxed. So it's like, not only did we not receive any taxes from the feudal system that they've created, right? But also we have been paying taxes into the system when we were never supposed to be taxed. Okay. So there's a lot of real life issues, okay, that Black people need to get serious on. We have every right to get our affairs in order. Boil some water on this kettle. And then almost. So that's what I've also been thinking about. It's like, how do we present this information the best and start connecting, okay, with people all over, whether you're an educator, you're a politician, you're, a celebrity, any and everyone, okay? This should be, whether you're an ally, okay? I don't know if you guys are just, tuning in for the first time to me ever, or just, in years or whatever. What I've been doing for these past couple of years, I moved back to my hometown in 2022, the summer of 2022, and got back involved in all types of stuff around here. And one of the most amazing allies was, or people who wanted to actually get this information out there, was somebody who was not a Black American, okay? And she was an amazing ally. So it's like, the door is open right now for truth seekers, truth tellers, to hear what we're saying and to rally behind it. Okay. But it takes effort. It takes unity. It takes support. And that also takes me, as far as what I can do, I need to show up more. Okay. And again, thank you guys for being patient with me as I heal, as I, replenish my reserves, okay, as far as just like energy and mental and stuff like that. But it's go time, okay? And sorry, I know that's getting so loud. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. Vixen, I'm about to check it. I'm excited. Oh, but yeah, that was it. Vixen, you're the sister who came to the show. So I was going to say, so the whole entire thing when I'm talking about this ally, right, and this information, I've become so involved in a lot of the parent spaces in my children's school district, and one of the things that one of these parent groups does every year is they put on these events for family engagement. And the event that my group had chosen to do last year was a multicultural event, I what do you call it? I was not able to make the multicultural event, because I have also, if this is your first time hearing it, I've written a play called "We Was Here First" about my ancestry, and about these two, a mother and a daughter, praying to their ancestors to connect them to their African roots, and their ancestors come and visit them. One actual real historical figure from my bloodline, from each of one from each century spanning back the past 400 years, telling them that you're here from America and teaching them something about American history. So I was not able to make it to the multicultural event, but this other parent who found the fair's website, she learned within an afternoon and said, this is amazing information. I never knew any of this stuff. Can we present the stuff at the multicultural event? And I said, sure. And she print the stuff, and I didn't have to be there. She went and she did it herself. So it's like, that's the type of movement we need. That's the type of people we need as well. Okay. So regardless of race, because I don't want it to be, I'm realizing that it's like, we don't need to be baited into any sort of race fights right now. We need to stand in truth. We need to stand in righteousness, okay? And allow for other sane individuals to see the reality, the truth of the matter. Thank you so much, Vixen. Oh, and you guys also, if you want to see the play, it is available on fairrules.org. Please support, go and watch it. It's I don't know how long the recording is, but it's a recording of the final performance of We Was Here First. We had workshopped it and premiered it through the San Francisco International Arts Festival last May. So yeah, please, like I said, if you are interested in seeing the show and supporting the further development of the script and production going forward, please feel free to. Thank you. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Let me play a little something. I have to get something real quick. Dang, time is flying. Has it already been 28 minutes? Almost 30 minutes. Child. You guys know. I'm laughing because I'm like, here we go. All right. Can tell it's real. Sorry. I hope you guys are all having a really good Friday. Hey to everybody. What's good to the replay gang? I'm excited to get into these. Okay. Oh, I love that, Vixen. We can all wear feathers. Like, it's like, there's nothing wrong with us reconnecting to our heritage. And mind you, some of this stuff hasn't been lost for such a long time. Like my mother, he used to wear feathers all the time in the 70s and the 80s growing up. Okay. 60s, 70s, and 80s. There's pictures of her with feathers in her hair just like this. And she wasn't trying to pretend it to be anything. Okay. It's just in us. And the more we connect, the more I feel like, I don't know. It's reminding me of that scene in Moana where the first one where she's like talking to Fiti, and she's like the black monster is like crawling towards her, you know what I mean? And then when she touches her heart, it's like all that breaks off and she turns into this earth goddess, you know what I mean? It's like, even sometimes these labels have like, it's almost like put this weird spiritual mask on us. And it's like, once we start to understand who we are, it's like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I feel like you start to, better represent who you truly are. I'll just say it like that. I don't know what I was about to say. I don't know if I was right. Let me find out. I'm so silly. Let me grab that. 2 seconds, y'all. Um, no, tell me more about it. I remember one person was once trying to tell me a few years ago, like, she shouldn't have an eagle feather. It's illegal for you to do that. I'm like, child. My ancestors gave me this. It's on the I picked it up. My ancestors have been collecting feathers here forever. So what do you mean? I know, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, under whose laws? And who are these people creating these things? Are they from here? And do they have the right to do that? Okay. My bees on my grind. Always keep an eye. Yeah, 700. Ooh. Okay, maybe. Hell of that. We're talking about the legality of stuff. That's another thing. That's another reason why they didn't want us to know who we are, because we'd be like, well, who are you to say that? Who gave you the right to do any of those things? Like, why should your laws apply to me? Right? I've been here already. You can't just come here and say that this is what we're doing now. Yeah, exactly. And I am an Indigenous woman, and I can do that. And that's all we have to do is reclaim. And, you know, hold on a second. Oh my God. I want to see. No, I get it. I understand what you're saying, but that's just my response to it. Like, who are any of these people to say that we can and can't do anything? And that's another reason why it's so important for us to continue to build this foundation so that we can stand on who we are. Make it really clear, hey, we're Americans. These other people have what do you call it? This is who we are. This is what has happened to us. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. With the mouse like. Okay, I gotta get going now. My thing is this. The way that we're spelling it out right here, making it very clear who has always been here on the land, as it, backed up by the Ancestry.com DNA test results, the census records, the definition of America, the emblem of America that I haven't gone into today, which I can play something in a minute. It makes it very clear that there's really only two people here. There are the original people, the settlers. Okay, those are the 1, 2, and we're the Americans. It's very, very clear. It's very clear. So it's like the only standing that some of these people have as far as natives is this recognition that they have gotten from the settlers. And the settlers don't have a right to recognize anything and anyone. And not to say that they might not have any blood. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is that the whole idea of them being the keeper of who gets to be what, and you know, that's fraudulent. And it doesn't make any sense at all. You can't come here, kill people, and then try to say, oh, well, you get to be this, you get, and you're not. Okay? All we have to do is stand on who we are. Oh, that's horrible. Blue tinsel. Invaders. Oh, I love that. That's the truth, though, right? We've come and invaded different lands all across the world. Right, exactly. Thank you, Willie B. Israel. Why are you killing anything to take any feathers? Not us, anyway. Oh, I'm getting chills, you guys. But you know what else I realized we should do? I could do a little reading before I head off. Let me see.
Don't you want to go forever?
I love this. So somebody had popped in another comment. It's this argument that honestly holds zero water. That says that people can become successful today in 2025. And nobody said that they couldn't. People can. And mind you, there are certain things that are set up for certain people to not be able to succeed as much. That's another thing. But that's not our argument. Our argument is that this is our land. A lot of bad things have happened to us. Our identity has been stolen. You know what I mean? Like we have every right to be able to reclaim that. And somebody has to answer for those things. And it doesn't make any sense for us, this to be our land and we don't have anything. So that needs to be restored. And that's another reason why we are aiming to receive restitution versus the reparations anyway. But in all actuality, it should this whole conversation should be done in peace and love. And you know, I will continue to work on that. As far as yeah, dude, look at this. As you know, as I get back into it, and you know, forgive me if I'm getting a little hyphy, okay? But it's at the end of the day, it's very, very frustrating to it's very frustrating to have to tell this truth when there's been so many different, you know, lies told about the situation, and people are really emboldened to, you know, discourage us. So we have emotional withdrawal in reverse. I feel like that's exactly what we're going through right now for such a long time. Hey, Oshio, what's good, Deuce Dizzle? It's good to get hypey at times. I feel that too, right? And I feel like that's kind of what this is saying, though. With the emotional withdrawal, I might have been emotionally withdrawn. You may have been emotionally withdrawn for some time. I mean, it's like as we go through so many different phases and cycles of this awakening and of this journey and of this mission, you know, there are times where it's like, I need to retreat for a little bit. Let me replenish my energy. I was talking to another parent in the district today. You know, as we're continuing, we're you know, working on some ways to organize and get some information out there for, you know, so original American or Black families, okay, in the district and the county, okay. And she was talking about how she was like, I rested last year, okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, our souls are tired, and best believe, you know, rest while you can, because we have some incredible work to get done going forward. Okay. So don't feel any sort of way about taking your time to rest. But I'm seeing that maybe in the past, you might've been emotionally withdrawn. You didn't allow yourself to engage in certain things or get yourself all caught up in any, drama or whatever. But it's like, since this is in reverse, it's like, it's time to get back into it, to get passionate about what you believe in, to stand on something. Okay. And the other two cards that came out is Destiny and Choose Wisely. Yeah, I'm looking at this. I've never noticed this thing before, though. You see how this man is sitting here? And he has this like, he's like, what they call it, cross-legged Indian style, right? There's this other man right here on that dock sitting the same way. Here he is. It's like, now it's time to dive in and choose wisely how you do that. And that's even for me. As I'm getting my feet wet again. That was my message earlier, my channel message. I have to get back on my other channel, the more spiritual channel, and do some of these channel messages I've been receiving over the past few weeks. But I'm seeing, you see how one hand is open, one hand is closed, one hand is pointing, one hand is giving directives. Okay, one hand is holding. This is peace, right? This is the symbol for peace right here. It's like, choose wisely. Are we going to move forward into our destiny? Demanding, pointing out information? Is our hand going to be closed? Are we going to open and to receive? Do we come in peace? Okay. And as I'm choosing, it's like, it's important to point. I feel like, I don't know. I'm also receiving that, this scene from South Park. Well, I don't know if you guys know, I'm a huge South Park fan. Okay. And it's the 100th episode called I'm a Little Bit Country, where the boys try to travel back in time to see what the founding fathers would have thought about the war. And Cartman ends up going back, and he was having a flashback, right? Okay. And he gets back there, and he's like, he found out that, the best part about what they've created with this government, the system, is that, they allow people to have their own, opinions about things, right? It's okay to have a pro-war side and a pro-peace side, right? It's called having your cake and eating it too, okay? It's so funny. I'm sorry. I love South Park. It's hilarious to me. And so it's like, even now, like, as long as, us within this community, as so-called Black Americans, whether you consider yourself FBA or ADOS, is that, or Black Indians or Aboriginal or Hebrew, or, however you choose to identify, Christian, Catholic, Episcopalian, Pentecostal, it doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your belief system. If you are an American, as defined by the 1828 Webster's Dictionary, as set apart and highlighted through the ancestral DNA test, were your ancestors here as one of the free inhabitants, okay, from the beginning, then that is all we have. That's all we need to stand on, okay? And you can have all of these different ideologies, okay? It's called having your cake and eat it too. We just have to be on one same page, that we are one nation, that we are no longer standing for the atrocities that have been committed against our people, that we are ready to join the affairs of the world of men, okay? And to say that, hey, we are here to reclaim our proper place and titles, and to sit at the table and not only hold things accountable, but manage our affairs properly. Okay. If these are our estates, okay, if this is our land in our country, then who do we need to talk to about, the resources coming from these lands? The corporations and companies who think that they own, parts of these things. Really standing and understanding that, a corporation is a dead entity and they don't have the right to own anything. Okay. And so who are the original owners of these places? We have to stand together and protect one another, defend one another, as well as support each other's rights to sovereignty and to our heritage. I guess this is what's up. Wait, what are you talking about, Mama Mike? Looks like a Hinduist. Hey, we got to stand on business, do sizzle. They know who we are, sis, and who we belong to. I love that. I think so too. You know what I mean? And that's why it's like, I'm back on that, making connections with people, different factions, organizations, and stuff, and presenting the information that we're sharing, and getting people on board. We are so much stronger together, and the world is our oyster. And people are right. It's 2025. We could do whatever we need to do, which means starting to show up. Getting out of the shadows. Figuring out really what's good. Okay. I will pull a couple more of these cards. This is a very interesting reading so far. It's time to get passionate about something again. Choose wisely. Look what came out. The throat chakra. And speak. This reading is encouraging all of us to speak our truth, to not allow for, some sort of troll or whatever, because some people aren't even trolls. Somebody just wrote back a long message with their opinion, and I respect that, right? And it's like, peace and blessings to you too, okay? We're going to continue to speak our truth. Yeah, the throat chakra. And here we go. It's at the bottom. Rejoice in celebration. I have been getting that. This is a celebratory time. I felt like, oh, yes, with the Empress at the bottom with fertility, okay? There's also spiritual unions coming together after people had to wait for some time for something to grow. Like if we're looking at this waiting game, like there is a lot of things that were put into rotation or whatever, while these roots were taking stock and for something to grow. And now that has happened, it's like have hope. Like you might have had to sacrifice a lot of time, but people are coming together. These are like twin flame energy, spiritual union, soulmate, whatever you subscribe to, because it doesn't have to be toxic. Okay. With the rest and rejuvenate, that's deep. I'm trying to tell you guys, get your rest while you can. There's financial and material changes with movement, choices, and decisions. Yeah, there's something we have to transform, okay? And it's coming so fast. I love that. Exactly, Vixen 99. About, it's like putting people on notice. But for the lot of us, and then standing on that and allowing all the rest of our nation to be able to see what's going on. And the more that we're all on one page, the easier it is for everybody to fall in line. Okay. When it's just a couple of us here or there, and it seems like some sort of marginalized situation, then it's like, oh, well, I don't know. And we could no, you understand what I'm saying? We all have to get on the same page and announce this is giving me also happy feet situation. Yeah, that sacrifice is here. Yeah, you had to sacrifice a lot for wisdom, and now you're about to get this spiritual and material prosperity with the fulfillment of wishes and the harmony. Yeah, there's love here, passion ignited. Yeah. I know you're probably, let me see. I'll show you. Yeah, very easy. Oh, this is interesting. Thanks for the biblical drop, Blue Tinsel. I'm loving that. So we have fulfillment of wishes. Almost like we've graduated. We've graduated. We've gone through, especially us as a soul tribe, okay? We've gone through our we've gone through our individual hardships, obstacles, our within solitude, okay? We might have been by ourselves having to do with this. And it's like, okay, now it's time to rejoin everything and come together. You've learned all of the lessons that you needed to learn in order to tackle this next phase, okay? Yeah, you have to go through the mental conflict. You have to face your shadow. And now the passion is ignited, okay, with the material harvest. Yeah, there's something big coming in. Like if you have been worried about money, I wouldn't be. I would just continue to, have hope. This is here. But also I would just continue to do what you have been called to do. And everything shall be taken care of for you. I do got to get going though, you guys. We saw a really old map, and on it was the name Land of Shem on the west and the southwestern parts of America, Mexico too. Ooh, that's cool. If you have those maps, share them with me, please. I would love to see it. I love maps. Like, it's so interesting to see what things were called in the past, with how things were shaped, and I'm loving that. Unite like Voltron. Exactly. Okay. And understanding that everybody has a part to play, and that it's like, you know, what's a hand? You know what I mean? A solitary hand, disconnected, a disembodied hand. Okay. What does that do for anything? Okay. They might be around there feeling around, fiddling, okay, flipping things off, giving the peace sign. All right. But it's just a hand. It needs to connect to a greater arm. It needs to connect to a body that needs to have breath. It needs to, you know, all of these different parts. We need to identify how we show up for our nation and how we can bring that together. Like, I'm so back on it. I'm excited about that because it's like, you know, this is also part of, you know, the spiritual warfare. It's like, because once we come together as original Americans, it's so game over. Okay. And it's not like we want to end anybody's game. Okay. But the game was never set up for us, and we don't ever have to play it. The game ends when we're done playing. Okay. And we have every right to say that we're done. We're done. The 400 years are up. Okay. And to teach the truth. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, the lands with seasons are Shem. Japheth's lands are frozen and no seasons, and Ham's were hot with no seasons. Those lines were jealous and wicked, and their lands were flooded underwater and frozen. Very interesting, Blue Tinsel. I would love to learn more about that. I'm loving that. I mean, honestly, like when you think about it, when they came to find our ancestors, specifically mine, it's like we were living in such fertile area. Okay. It was like prime real estate. Okay. With seasons. Don't re-up with the corporation once the economy pauses. Oh yeah. And I get that. It's like, you know, 2:22 on the clock. So I'm like trying to climb up here. I'm getting tired. My lazy time. But yeah, it's like there's a lot. I want to continue to have these conversations because I realize it's like, you know, that was part of, you know, what just helped with, you know, the flow of my energy was just being able to talk freely. And I've gotten away from that because it's like, I don't know, for whatever reasons, but it's like, it's important to share the vision, to, you know, talk. That's what brings us together, is to hear, okay, to hear the plan, the blueprint. Okay. And, you know, part of it is the unification. Part of it is the, you know, making sure that we advocate for ourselves in public spaces. We get that information out, we organize, we have our print material. And that's another thing. It's like, I want to train us to be able to, you know, establish chapters, you know, one around the Bay Area, as I continue to establish here in my town, my hometown. And then across the state and across the nation. Like, there needs to be, you know, the fair needs to be represented all over. Okay. And almost like an embassy. And if there are other organizations, tribes, people, whatever, who are providing those sort of services and things in those areas, it's imperative that people come together right now. And nothing has to necessarily change or be rebranded. No, it's just that the fair supports these organizations and vice versa. So that everywhere our people are at, no matter if they are trying to, you know, if they're creating a school or a garden or, you know, a correction status sort of program or whatever, they are supported by these facts. Okay. That, you know, we are original Americans as defined by the 1828 Webster's Dictionary. We have been here since time immemorial. And when they started to, you know, document the people here in America, we have been here since the beginning as the free inhabitants that they were calling colored. Okay. And we are the ones that, the only American communities. Okay. for these lands, according to Ancestry.com. Right? And that they have given the original people the nationality of American, and the people who have came and took the lands and encroached on the lands they're not considered Americans by Ancestry.com. They're considered settlers. Okay. And, that's basically it, y'all. I love you guys so much. Let me know if you guys wanted to hear something, or I could do a little reading before I leave. I'm going to upload some stuff. I know I keep saying that, to my spiritual channel. It's called Original American Tarot. It's on here on YouTube as well. I have some already recorded that I'll be sharing with you guys. This is so loud. Hold on one second, you guys. Oh, wait, child. You guys is fine. Also, you guys don't forget to laugh. Okay, like there's something about letting laughter lighten your heart, and that we should really be like, they call us like children, but the meek shall inherit the earth. And it is the childlike spirit that it has enough hope to be able to change things. Okay. And so it's like, never be afraid to spread positivity and joy, and a good way to reconnect with your joy if you've been going through and persevering through darkness and negativity is to dance, to laugh, to sing. Those are all great ways of raising your vibration. And we sound like somebody's grandma. What'd I say? You don't want me? That's so funny. Yes, it's funny. Like Patch Adams, where laughter is medicine. Yeah, exactly. Okay, like laughter is medicine. Like there's some funny stuff out there, guys. Just put your feelers out there and have a good laugh. Maybe I'll start to share some of the funny stuff that I've come across, because a good laugh is necessary, especially in times like this. Okay. And so even still, it's like, okay, yeah, we get into it, we talk to people, we set the record straight, but it's also like, yeah, we're having fun too. Okay. We're going to continue to do that. It was your singing and laughing. But I'm serious though. Okay. We need to sing, we need to laugh. I'm trying to think of what are some other ones that people can do. Like, just enjoy yourself. Do something that makes you feel good and happy. That's what I'm about to do. Sorry, y'all. Oh, hold on, you guys. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, okay. I gotta go, y'all. I love you guys. Please, you guys, like, comment, subscribe, share. Send me any messages. Vixen, I got you. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna check my emails in a little bit. I'm gonna go connect back with my needles. I'm about to get out of school, and then I'll see you guys all soon. Much love. Join or visit us at fairrules.org, FAIRE rules.org, for more information about so-called Black people being indigenous to America. And I love you. Happy belated birthday, Marvin Mike. I'm gonna come back soon, you guys. I'm gonna try to do. I keep saying that. I don't want to keep promising stuff, but I'm like, we're gonna be on a roll now, okay? And it might be just different times. We'll just hop on, we're gonna laugh, we'll talk. Sometimes we'll just have a good time as we continue to, this is giving me an outlet to just get back into what's good. All right, I love you guys. Thank you. All right, see you guys soon. Okay.
Long before the first European ships arrived, the original Americans lived, thrived, and built civilizations across these lands. But history has stripped them of their identity, their land, and even their nationality. Who are the original Americans? The answer should be clear, yet for centuries, their identity has been erased, rewritten, and denied. We stand to change that. Our foundation is built to uplift, protect, and restore the rights of the original Americans. With our fair original American identifiers, we help reclaim what was lost, ensuring that recognition, rights, and resources reach those who rightfully deserve them. It's time to honor the past, fight for the present, and build the future. Join the movement. Reclaim the truth. Support the original Americans.